Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'd like to talk about Venus, the planet of beauty, and what it means for you as it transits through your chart. And as Venus transits through the chart, it brings grace, it brings beauty, it brings just this sense of fulfillment, because Venus is the planet that not only deals with grace, beauty, charm, attractiveness, it also deals with relationships. So as Venus transits, it will bring opportunities for relationships. And not only relationships, Venus does bring opportunities for wealth. It is a planet that deals with money and wealth. So Venus has this vast array of possibilities that it can bring into life. And it can bring a sense of well-being and peace, because Venus is the planet that does deal with peace. Now, as I talk about Venus, it can bring relationships, it can bring opportunities for money, but it also brings a sense of peace and enjoyment to life. And beauty. So as we look at Venus, as it transits through a chart, remember Venus is the planet that goes retrograde the least out of all the planets. It goes retrograde not that often, and it just doesn't stay. It stays retrograde for a certain amount of time, but it will stay in a sign when it goes retrograde approximately 4 months. So those 4 months will intensify and accentuate Venus and its relationship to the house it's going to be in. So pay attention, because Venus will go retrograde starting this fall, or it's going to be around September, October, and November that you're going to see Venus stays in Libra. So this is 2018. And this will be very interesting for you to understand what house is Libra in your chart, what Venus will surface. So let's talk about Venus as it goes through all the different houses. When Venus comes into your first house, you are feeling good. You feel like you look good. You have more of a sense of beauty, grace. You're charming. People want to be around you. And you want to dress well. All of a sudden you have a more interest in what clothes you're wearing, what colors you're wearing, how you appear. And you just simply look better when Venus transits into the first house. Take note of that. You have a glow about you because Venus is beauty. And it makes you very attractive. If you're looking for a relationship when Venus is transiting your first house, it makes you attractive. People are drawn to you, attracted to you. And remember, it's casting its light to the 7th house, and this is the time that someone could enter your life if you're looking for relationships. When Venus transits into your 2nd house, this is the house of finances and money, and this would accentuate and bring opportunities for money. So you create more money when Venus is in the 2nd house. Or you may find that you want to purchase things of beauty. Maybe you go shopping for clothes. Maybe you go shopping for hair or makeup products. This is what Venus will make you more interested in, the sense of personalizing your sense of who you are. And the 2nd house is the face. So Venus, when it transits in the 2nd house, your face glows. You look better. And you probably want to eat better, because the 2nd house deals with what we eat. But Venus, as it is in Vedic astrology, Sukra, can represent sweets. So you might find you have more of a sweet tooth when Venus will be transiting your 2nd house. You'll want more quality foods during this time. And when you speak to people, you will come across much kinder, much sweeter. Your words come together better, and people want to hear what you have to say when Venus is transiting your 2nd house. Now, it will be aspecting by opposition the 8th house, and this is all about increase in your financial situation. So Venus in the 2nd brings opportunities for expanding your bank. So let's talk about Venus in your third house. Venus in the third house means your communication skills step up. You have a certain way of communicating that is vastly different, more creative. You start looking at things differently because you can create and express yourself better with Venus in the third house. So the third house deals with all means of communication and connecting to people. You do it in a graceful, beautiful way. And Venus is the planet of creativity. So you feel a lot more creative when Venus is transiting in your third house. You may have some good connections with your brothers and sisters as well. So when Venus transits the fourth house, this is wonderful. The fourth house is referred to as the house of happiness. And Venus here is very, very strong. It loves to be in the fourth house. So you're going to find that you feel more connected to family. You're happier, you're more secure. And Venus in the fourth house, I often say, it is the house that deals with property, real estate. Could be the time that you renovate or decorate your house by furniture, things of this nature. And it does represent the fourth house vehicles, cars. This is the best time to buy a car when Venus is transiting in your fourth house. Venus transiting your fifth house. This is the house of creativity as well. And with Venus in the fifth house, you could fall in love. Your power of attraction is stronger. The fifth house is the house of dating and courtship. So this is a good time to go on those dates to meet that right person. And Venus in the fifth house, it's the house of fun. So you're going to more events such as to the movies, to theater, maybe to art shows, to art galleries. Things that deal with the creative arts are going to be the things you're drawn to. And maybe even working more with children in a creative way. So as Venus transits into your sixth house, this would be a time where things at work go a lot easier. Venus is a natural benefic planet, creates good, so it brings people together with harmony and peace and togetherness. And Venus being here in the sixth house can make you feel a sense of your health is improving. But remember to stay away from those sweets. Venus can make one desire more sweets. Now also Venus in the sixth house, you may find that this is a time that you want to get a pet. That's what sixth house rules, is pets. But most of all, you're going to find that your health improves and you just simply feel and look better. So when Venus goes into your seventh house, wow, this is the best time to meet somebody. Remember, seventh house is relationships. Venus is the planet of relationships. Why? It rules Libra. And in the natural zodiac, it rules Libra. Libra is the sign of relationships. Libra is the seventh sign of the zodiac relative to the seventh house, dealing with relationships. Well, so when Venus transits here, you find people are attracted to you. You find that people just come up to you. People look at you differently. They see you as attractive. Of course, because Venus is casting its aspects and light to the first house, which is your physical constitution and how you look. So when Venus transits into your eighth house, you're going to find that money matters are more important and you're making plans for your future and money can come in. Eighth and second houses deal with finances. So does Venus, because Venus also rules the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac. So it's relative to the second house, which deals with finances and money. So Venus transiting the eighth house can deal with bringing up past experiences with love and romance, as well as it could bring you some money in through your spouse. simply because the 8th house is the second house from the 7th, your spouse's money. Now, as Venus transits the 8th house, it can drudge up old feelings from the past concerning relationships. And when Venus transits your 9th house, the 9th house deals with travel, it deals with learning, and it can deal with your father. So this might be a time that you become closer to your father during this month. Because remember, Venus stays in a sign for a month because Venus travels with the sun from our vantage point. So Venus in the 9th house could bring some of those trips, those adventures that you've wanted to go on. And it can make you deeply looking at your spirituality. Venus is a deep, powerful planet. Now, as Venus transits your 10th house, remember the 10th house is your social standing, your reputation around your work and your career. But your reputation is good when Venus transits the 10th house. You'll find that you could get more accolades, more promotions, but because you're revered and you look good to the public from Venus transiting in your 10th house, it's aspecting the 4th, so things are going well, you feel secure, and this is because of your career pursuits. Now, as Venus transits into your 11th house, you could find that old friends come back or new friends come into your life. Venus is highly sociable. Venus wants to be around people. And when Venus transits your 11th house, you'll find you're invited to more parties, more gatherings, more social events. You become hypersocial and you connect to more people while Venus transits in your 11th house. So when Venus transits in your 12th house, Venus is the only planet that doesn't lose strength in the 12th house. It actually gains strength. So this is a good time to relax, to find your sense of who you are by being in solitude, being alone. You feel good. You really understand who you are. This is a wonderful time for peace and relaxation. And when Venus is in your 12th house, you sleep better. And as they say in Vedic astrology, the 12th house is bed pleasures, which of course can be sleep, but there's other things that go on here. And Venus will bring out the goodness of the relationship, the sexual experience as it transits through your 12th house. Then you get ready again for the whole new cycle for another month as Venus starts to enter into your first house again. So that's the transit of Venus. Venus is this power of attraction, beauty, grace, and charm. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information, if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, remember you can always go to my university, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Or if you would like to learn more about my work, you can go to my website where you can also schedule a reading, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.